Live from Studio 1 of Pinoy News Broadcasting Services in the heart of Mega Manila. This is your world news. Anchored by Rolly F. De Guzman. And now for our headline. Biden to reinstate COVID travel ban, according to White House official. New Zealand's new COVID-19 case is South African variant. Mexican president says he has COVID-19. Australia approves Pfizer vaccine for rollout in February. And now for the news. President Joe Biden will reimpose a COVID-19 travel ban on most non-U.S. citizens who have been in Britain, Brazil, Ireland, and much of Europe. A White House official said Sunday as the new administration ramps up in a pandemic response. Biden will also on Monday extend the ban to travelers who have recently been to South Africa amid warnings that the new, more transmissible coronavirus variants are already establishing themselves in the United States, the official said, confirming U.S. media reports. The new president last week cited mask-wearing rules and ordered quarantine for people flying into the United States as he seeks to tackle the country's worsening coronavirus crisis. Biden has said that the COVID-19 death toll would likely rise from 420,000 to 500,000 next month. And drastic action was needed. More than 25 million COVID-19 cases have been recorded in the U.S. since the pandemic began, according to Johns Hopkins University tally on Sunday. The milestone was reached only 5 days after the U.S., the world's wealthiest and hardest hit nation, recorded 400,000 deaths from the disease. Biden has made fighting the coronavirus a priority and is pushing for Congress to approve a $1.9 trillion relief package that will include billions of dollars to boost vaccination rates. The president, who was inaugurated on January 20, has said he wants 100 million people vaccinated within his first 100 days in office, and he has called for Americans to wear masks for 100 days. New Zealand's first case of coronavirus in the community for more than 2 months has been identified as the South African variant and was likely contracted in hotel quarantine, Health Minister Chris Hipkins said Monday. The 56-year-old woman who recently returned from Europe tested positive on Saturday, 10 days after she completed her compulsory 2 weeks in isolation. New Zealand has been widely praised for its handling of the pandemic, with just 25 deaths from 1,927 confirmed virus cases in a population of 5 million. The latest case in New Zealand spread in the community since November and has been classified as a strain and said to be more transmissible. The strain of infection is the South African variant, and the source of infection is highly to be a fellow returnee, said Hipkins. The woman is thought to have been infected during quarantine by person on the same floor of the hotel who tested positive 2 days before the woman left. The 56-year-old traveled around the Northland region near Auckland after her release from quarantine and showed symptoms for several days before being tested. Two people close to her, including her husband, have since returned negative tests, and New Zealand's Director General of Health, Ashley Bloomfield, said they likely avoided contracting the illness due to the type of infection. She didn't talk about respiratory symptoms. It was more muscle ache, so she may not have been sharing or spreading the virus much, he said. I don't think that's peculiar to this variant. It's just how it was expressed in this woman. The World Health Organization has said there is no clear evidence the South African variant leads to more severe disease on a higher death rate. Australia's medical regulators formally approved the Pfizer COVID-19 vaccine, with the first doses expected to be administered in late February, Prime Minister Scott Morrison announced Monday. The Therapeutic Goods Administration, or TGA, granted provisional approval for the Pfizer product, making it the first COVID-19 vaccine to get the green light in Australia. I know it is not an emergency approval, as it has been done in several other jurisdictions around the world, Morrison told reporters. This is a former approval under the ordinary processes of the TGA, and we are one of the first countries to have gone through the comprehensive and thorough process here in Australia to ensure the approval of that vaccine. Australia has secured 10 million doses from Pfizer, enough to vaccinate 5 million people, with healthcare workers and the elderly expected to receive the first jab. Morrison cautioned that the rollout will start with very small beginnings in late February instead of mid-February timetable his government has promised due to production and delivery changes globally. He said the vaccination program should be complete by October. It means Australia will be again inoculating its citizens months after the United States and United Kingdom, despite Morrison's boasts earlier in the pandemic that his country will be at the front of the queue. Okay, before I end with this news, I'd like to greet some of our friends who's watching and listening right now to our coverage on the YouTube channel. First, we have Ruby Charm of Hong Kong, Lovely Roque Sadsad of Taiwan, Ate Ampi Baduria, Lisa Al-Juab and family of UAE. Daniel Baduria, Yolin of Nessa and family of Los Angeles, California. Willie and Shane Dulugin of Los Angeles. Rusty De Guzman and Vilma De Guzman of Las Vegas, Nevada, USA. Also, we have Miss Judy Zaragoza of Las Vegas, Nevada. Amabel and Mon Bulgaria and Nina Soria and husband of San Francisco, USA. Angeles and John Soria and family of New York, USA. And of course, thank you for watching World News on Pinoy News Broadcasting Services on your YouTube channel and Facebook Live. Subscribe, like, and share for the latest news worldwide.